According to official statistics, in January 2025, Georgia's real gross domestic product increased by 11.1% compared to the same period of the previous year. According to Geostat, the turnover of the private sector companies that pay VAT amounted to 12 billion Georgian lari in January, reflecting a 14.7% year-on-year increase. To stimulate the real estate market, the National Bank of Georgia has eased mortgage lending regulations. Now the down payment for a mortgage can be as low as 10% of the property's value, with the remaining 90% covered by a loan. Previously, borrowers had to contribute 15%, while banks financed 85% of the property's cost. The National Bank has stated that this measure will only be temporary, but it remains unclear how long it will be in effect. According to data from the National Bank of Georgia, at the end of January 2025, the total volume of bank deposits reached 58.96 billion Georgian lari, marking an increase of 620.74 million Georgian lari compared to the previous month. Excluding exchange rate effects, deposits grew by 13% year-on-year. Meanwhile, the total volume of the loans issued by commercial banks increased by 460 million Georgian lari compared to the previous month, reaching 63 billion Georgian lari by the end of January. Excluding exchange rate effects, annual loan growth stood at 17.93%. Out of Georgia's 18 commercial banks, 14 reported profits in January 2025, while 4 ended the month with losses. The total net profit of the country's commercial banks reached 238 million Georgian lari in January, representing a 1%, 3 million Georgian lari increase compared to the same period in 2024. The European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, EBRD, has updated its economic forecast for its member countries. The new assessment predicts that Georgia's economy will grow by 6% in 2025, 1.4 percentage points higher than the previous forecast published in September. For 2026, the bank expects 5% growth rate. In comparison, the 2025 economic growth forecast for other regional countries are as follows: Armenia, 5% growth; Azerbaijan, 3% growth; Ukraine, 3% growth; Turkey, 3% growth; Russia, 1.5% growth. According to the 2024 Democracy Index published by The Economist, Georgia experienced the sharpest decline it has seen since joining the index. The country's score deteriorated by 0.51 points, dropping to 4.70, causing Georgia to fall from 89th place in 2023 to 94th place in 2024. Despite this decline, Georgia remains classified under the hybrid democracy category. According to Georgia's first Deputy Prime Minister Levan Davitashvili, the government is in negotiations with a new company which, along with China's CCCC, is considering developing the Anaklia deep-sea port project. When asked by BMG about the timeline for signing the investment agreement, Davitashvili stated that he had expected negotiations to progress more quickly, but now anticipates that the agreement will be finalized in spring 2025 or the latest by early summer. Georgian Railway will spend 270 million Georgian lari to repair locomotives in Russia. The company announced a tender by the end of 2024 and has already selected the winner. The contract will be signed with the company Georgian, which offers repair services from Russian factories. The repairs will be carried out on 47 Soviet-era locomotives. The repairs will be carried out on 47 Soviet-era locomotives. Another company, Skynet Rail Georgia, also participated in the tender, offering repair services from factories in Lvov, Ukraine, and Daugavpils, Latvia, with a bid of 263.8 million Georgian lari. However, Georgian Railway Tender Commission disqualified the company, citing technical issues in the submitted application. The world was closely watching the anticipated meeting between President Zelensky and President Trump, which was preceded by rather tense rhetoric from Trump toward Zelensky. Ultimately, the meeting was cancelled, with the world witnessing the confrontation between the leaders in a live broadcast. Alongside Trump and Zelensky, US Vice President J.D. Evans was also present. Zelensky is now in London, where European leaders are gathering. The upcoming week promises to be eventful. Beware of peace, people.